everybody. I think we are now up and running. For those of you that are watching at home, give us a quick little like, subscribe and a chat just to make sure that everything is working nice and neatly. I'm Andy Pawley. That is me, that's your commentator. I will be with you for the entirety of tonight's racing action, and we'll be here for the next 5 weeks of this 8-week championship, because I am on holiday after that. So it's not me, it will be somebody else, but I am here for that. For those of you that are new to the stream, hello and welcome. I am on my own broadcasting software. Again, always ask questions, like away, see how everything works. Right, tonight's event, we are at the Tcsrl Most Autodrom, 21 turns, 2.7 mile track. Tack temperature is 4.8. It's not at 68 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's 68 degrees Fahrenheit on the track, so it is hot. There is no weather conditions in race room. They are always the same. As a result, it's always sunny here on Race Room. We've got 23 drivers coming in tonight. Some of these drivers I have seen before, some of these drivers I have not. So that will be interesting to see. We have a lot of Season 5, Season 4, Season 3 X drivers in as well. Some of them are top end, but there is a lot of unknowns. No ballast at the moment. Championship ballast is not applied. That only applies after round 1. Sorry, round 1, 2 and 3, so next week. So at the moment, everyone's just running around on their true natural place. So that's going to be exciting. We don't know the ballasts are on. Well, there is no ballast. We do not know if the fuel loads that are on board these cars, primarily because I just don't have access to it. If I did, I would tell you. But again, there's going to be a lot of people pushing and not a lot of people pushing. That's Nick Papadim down in 13th. I've seen Papadim before. A great driver. Is a race winner. Race 3, more of a race 3 master than some of the other drivers out there. He's running for under the Trip 6 Motorsport banner. There are a couple of them from the Trip 6 Motorsport guys that will be racing. So that will be interesting to see how they stack up. Right, tonight's proceedings, I haven't got it all ready because I've just had to do this really, really fast, so it is a bit of a bodge at the moment. So you'll have to bear with me through this opening week. We have 3 15-minute races coming up. Race 1 is determined by open qualifying, so they will all have to find track position. Blocking is probably going to be an issue. Teammates are going to be working together as well. Their race 2 is starts. Finishing positions will determine the start for race 3. Between races 1 and 2. We will do the reverse draw grid. There's 23 drivers in at the moment, which means that the reverse grid will be up to position 16. Reverse, and that's what will set it for verse 3. So top 16, basically from 1 to 9 is automatic, from 9 to 16 is all done live on stream. So that's going to be interesting to see. Good evening, Jobber84. Nice to see you. If you haven't liked and subscribed, remember to hit that like and subscribe button. I am on my own channel now, for those of you that have followed me through the many years I've been doing this. It's in there. I've got a massive heart that I can't get rid of, so whatever that is, I'm going to be getting in the bin now. 17th, I'm getting in the bin now. Fair point, fair point. So, all Open TC and WCCR cars are allowed in. So there's different types. We'll favour, unfortunately, nobody is driving my favourite car, which is the Lincoln Co. It is a bit of an animal, if I'm honest. It's rubbish low down. It's brilliant higher up, but nobody's running it. I absolutely love that car. The Lincoln Co. is the best looking car by miles. Shaw's User, nice to see you as well. Shaw's User is, for those of you that haven't watched it, go back and watch Road America Final from Season 3. There's no Phil Lawson in at the moment because Phil Lawson isn't racing with us anymore. Phil Lawson was teammates to Shaw's User and absolutely nailed it. So that's going to be interesting to see. At the moment, Grieger and Shaw's both first and second are faster than anybody else at the moment. But again, Benny Norton, do I think he's going to go faster? No. T-Joke currently in 4th. There he is from Crazy Drivers. He's in the Peugeot. Usually races around in a Cupra, so that's going to be interesting to see. Absolutely lovely little off-throttle response you get there. I love it. Riding on board with him now. Question is, can he... I don't think he's going to push anything really from here. He's going to be all the way down there. Yeah, he's down in 3rd as it stands at the moment. Carl Smith used to run around. He's back in an Audi. Used to run the DHL yellow Audi. Absolutely love the yellow DHL Audi. Best looking car on the field by miles. It is just the best looking car, and it still is. I love that yellow livery, but he's back in the Com2 car run by Simon Ashbourne in season 5. So question is, can he do anything here? Stefan, never actually commentated on Stefan and never actually seen him race anywhere. So this is going to be interesting. Going to be a big unknown. He's in the Fordzilla Cupra, run by Aaron Markham out in season 5 as well. So that's going to be interesting to see what he can do. A big unknown. Currently down in 10th position at the moment. 1.2 seconds off current fastest lap, but again, we don't know the fuel loads. That's the problem. They're going to have to warm their tyres up through this session, and that's going to be a big thing now coming into qualifying, because in the qualifying, this is TJ, most of the field hasn't really stopped. I think Fabio Gil is in the Elantra. Is he in the Elantra? No, he isn't. So Fabio Gil normally was in the Elantra. Mike Bullen down in 23rd, rejoining after season 2. He's always a Honda man, even though he now actually drives a Lexus, so he's kind of cheating on his Hondas. Question is what he could do. He was always consistently fast, but the world's moved on since he last raced in this series, so he's only good enough for 19th at the minute. He's predominantly been racing around in AC Assetto Corsa competition, ACC. So it's going to be a big transition period from him. Different type of racing, different type of skills he's got to master here in the touring cars. Is a bit more contact sport than the GTs. Question is, can he hold his own? We will find out. Back over to the chat. Nice to see you again, Craig. Yeah, good back to have you. Nice to be back. And it's nice to be back on a system that actually works. So that's going to be super interesting to see. As we get up to speed, because I've had to do this all pretty quickly, we will have the replay function. As always, that will be announced, and between it, we will be going and looking at some of the incidents and accidents as they unfold, providing I can still get into the system. It has been rather sleepy and for a while, so we will see if it's still working. We'll figure it out as we go along. As I always have to do, because we are live. This is a full live stream. There is no backup crew. It is just me and only me. So again, Stefan's out, Rob South is out, Bill Campion is out, called Bill Champion for about 2 years during COVID, till I figured out his name was actually Campion, but we'll just call him Bill at the moment. He's down in 23rd at the moment. He's 4 seconds off, but he's been making progress at the moment. Edwards has gone up to 20th. Edwards has actually shot up the board there. He's got himself up into 17th. That's Russ Edwards, not Russ Butcher. There's 2 Russes in at the moment, so we Butcher and Edwards. Bill through the first, second and third corner. It's basically just like Monza there. Got to be very, very careful. Then it's a long sweeping left-hander, and it just keeps going and going and going and going. Then it's a little short run to the right, then a nice 90 left, 90 right, as they come round to the back of the circuit. His fastest time at the moment is 4 seconds off. It's a right, left, and then this is right at the back of the circuit now. Good overtaking opportunity manoeuvre here at the moment. Right, into qualifying we go. It is 15 minutes of qualifying. And we're going to follow Krieger out at the moment. He was fastest in the opening practice sessions. 15 minutes. It is opening. It is qualifying. They are going to have to look at their fuel loads. The question is, are they going to be able to carry that momentum and speed that they need through this 15 minutes of qualifying? That's going to be all to play for. I believe Shaw's is the first man on the road. He's back in the 53 Cupra. He's actually racing under the Trip 6 Motorsport banner, weirdly enough. So Trip 6 Motorsport, who are renowned, the guy who runs it, Rich Weatherhill, very nice guy, absolutely fantastic bloke. They also run events as well. We're not linked in any way, but I do follow the Trip 6 Motorsport guys. If you want to race on a Sunday, recommended to go and check out the Trip 6 Motorsport guys. Absolutely brilliant set of races as well. And if you're interested in R Factor 2, I would always recommend going across to Next Gen Racing as well. They run a great R Factor 2 league. It's going to start in the next couple of weeks. That'll be on a Thursday. Check it out as well. Great places to go and race. And if you want a good Wednesday racing, come and join us at Tcsrl, home of the touring car sim racers, made by sim racers for sim racers. There you go. I've ticked all the boxes. 23 cars races in. Let's get to the qualifying session. Now, Shaw's traditionally will run as he comes up to the penultimate corner here. He traditionally will run one lap and then tends to go back in. The question is he going to do this now as we ride on board with him under cockpit? This is across the start-finish line here. 138, that's what we're looking for. It's going to be a first right-hander. He's in 6th gear, 4th, 3rd, into 2nd, holds it nice and tidy. Does he lose momentum? No, he's kept it going as he comes through the 1st, 2nd, 3rd corner. Now, long right-hander, long left-hander. Needs to build up that speed. He's into 4th. He'll go all the way up into 6th down here. He needs to keep it nice and tidy. No heroics. In 5th. Down the little bit of the brakes there. 4th, 3rd. Left, right he goes. Long right-hander, long left-hander, long right-hander. It's a short left-right through the S as he goes. Now he's on the back of the circuit. Where he is at the moment. He's still showing 2nd on the board because he was 2nd fastest in practice at 42. It is a very, very long lap here. This is where good overtaking opportunities. Purple in sector 1 at 46.101. Why? Because he's the first driver in that sector. Does he keep it? That's the question. Where's Gregor in the Honda? I don't think he started his flying lap yet. No, he has. 45.969. He is faster than Shaw's. 45 versus a 46, nearly half a second faster. That's going to be crucial here. But again, is Shaw's just going for the one lap? We'll stick with him for his opening lap. Then we'll look at Gregor. There he is, 2 cars behind. Just following him through in clean air. There's the Alfa Romeo. There's Gregor in the Honda. Only other guy in the Honda, Mike Bullen, currently not set a lap at the moment. Coming up to the penultimate corner. Riding on board with him now. What can he do from here? What can he see? Is he able to actually push anything as he crosses the line as we ride on board the helicopter? Will be fastest at the moment. What can Gregor do? Crosses the line, goes fastest, 139.102, 0.2 of a second faster than the driver behind. He's absolutely nailed that. Stefan's in 3rd, Poddy's in 4th. Munia is in 5th, butchered his name. Alves is in 6th. They're all coming up on the board now. Anybody going faster as it stands at the moment? I have to hit that button. T-Joke's going a little bit faster. He's in the little 306, 7/10 off. Current rate should put him probably 7th. Doesn't really go any faster than that. Rallistas goes into 7th, Deeks in 8th. Nick Papadims on a bit of a flyer here. Personal best, puts himself middle of the field with that type of run. Yeah, goes into 8th. Nothing really special going on there. Gregor's on another fastest lap. I am watching Boja. Currently down at 141, no best time, currently standing 13th, but he's moving up the board. Shaw's is moving up the board as well, but this man here at the moment, Gregor, is 0.2 of a second faster than anybody in that opening sector, a 45.676. Don't forget, this is true pace. They're unballasted at this moment, so he doesn't had championship ballast applied. He won't get this till round 2, 4/10 of a second up, but he's getting an absolutely lovely tow from the car in front. Now the question is that car going to hinder him? Is that going to block him into the final 2 corners? We don't know as we ride on board with him now. Through the long right-hander, yeah, he's been slowed up. I think he's been held up. Now, unless he's going to get a lovely little tow here, Shaw's goes faster than anybody else. And no, he doesn't. He doesn't. It's cost him. It's absolutely cost him. No, it hasn't. He's done it. Shaw's Usa has gone from first to second by 0.3 of a second. He's had a lovely toe there, so Shaw's going to have to do something. Russ Butcher, only man in the Astra, good-looking car. That 0.8 of a second up, midfield runner. So he's going to put himself at this pace. I reckon he's about 4th. Edwards goes into 16th. Derek Neal goes into 17th. Is Father to Stu Neal, who's currently in 4th position. They're all on there putting their early runs at the moment, so they're going to get a stash in order Butcher goes 6th. I don't think he's going to improve from that unless he's got more fuel on board. Fabio Gill in the Elantra, best looking car on the grid. Hands down, he should just win it, and that's the end of it. I love that car. It's absolutely brilliant. Watch Fabio Gill in a number of other races as well. Again, you'll notice another Tcsrl Motorsport driver. So they are trying to defend their title. So Lloyd Bidoff in Season 5 was the winner of the championship. So the Tcsrl Motorsport guys are in trying to hold onto it. Same as Aguirre. They probably tell me I've said that completely wrong, which is 100% correct. I will say it wrong. The question is, riding on board now with Opelic, what can Opelic do from here? He's in 8th, 10th. Yeah, he's not. He's going to put himself middle of the field at the moment. What's Mike Bullen doing? Yeah, Mike Bullen's in sector. Fabio Gill is in that sector. Poddy Flack's going. He's just started his lap. What's Papa Dim doing? They've all kind of settled in now. We're still missing 3 drivers off the board. They've all kind of settled into getting that lap. So I don't think we're going to see any real action at the top end of the field now. Benny Norton's got himself into 3rd. I don't think we're going to see any real action in that middle of the field really at the moment. Rob South. He's in 17th. He's going a bit better, 2.4 seconds. If he can keep that gap up, he'll put himself into top 15. Wants to be there for the reversed grid because that is drawn, but it's all on finishing results, not qualifying results. It's one thing to get to the front of the grid, it's a completely other thing to finish there. So that's going to be troublesome for him. Rob South, there he is in the little I-30. Gets himself 3.2 seconds. Doesn't really improve, stays 17th. George is going a little bit better. He's got himself 1.8 seconds. He's currently down in 16th at the moment. If he can keep this pace up, he'll get himself into he'll be top 12 is predicted. 12 to 13th is the prediction. Does he improve? 14th. Yeah, he lost a lot in that final sector. T-Joke's on a bit of a flyer here. He's down in 9th at the moment. He keeps this pace, he'll put himself top 3. Next to his old buddy, Shaw's. Gets himself into 5th. It's that final sector. The final sector is really, really starting to hurt a lot of the drivers at the moment. Another Honda out, Russ Edwards. So there's 3 Hondas on the grid. The Honda is a very, very tricky car to drive. Where's Bullen? Mike hasn't set a time. Is he actually out racing? So he's overtaken Fabio Gill. So what's Mike currently doing? Sector 133. I am watching the board for everybody else. Kirby's down in 21. Deeks is 20th. Campion's got him into 18th. That's a good result for him. And Alves, someone will probably correct me on that, is in 14th. So at the moment, it is all holding stations with less than 6 minutes to go. You're looking at an outlap. In a 1:38, you're looking at a 2-minute outlap. So I reckon about the 5-minute outlap, you'll see most of the drivers. Benny Norton's back out. We're watching Mike through Sector 1, 1.8 seconds. He is a little bit rusty at touring cars and in the Honda, so I think he's going to struggle for this round out. But watch him through the season, he will get a bit faster. Benny Norton. In the Alfa Romeo, he's currently in 3rd. He's on a warm-up lap. He's not really doing anything. Boja in 29th. Another Honda. There's lots of Hondas. I do like the Honda. It's just a tricky car to drive. 7 tenths up at the moment. Prediction is 6th to basically skip Flack. It'll all come down to this final sector and whether or not he can actually put anything decent in as he crosses the line. Yeah, stays 6th. Doesn't really progress any further than that. Only 4 drivers are currently not out. Jonah. There's Jonah. Currently 8 tenths up. Yeah, Sector 2, 1.18 seconds down. He's going to be going nowhere fast with that one. Currently in 10th. He's not. There's going to be prediction is going to be no improvement. Fearlose just ahead, Stolz on to 9th, 1.3 at the moment. A lot of drivers have now gone back in the pits, 4:35. So is there going to be one last attempt? Now, Fabio Gill's quite interesting. He's down in 23rd position, which is very unusual for Fabio Gill. Now, he's the only one running a big car, basically. He's driven, he absolutely drives the nuts off this Elantra. It's a very, if you can extract a lot out of this car, it's really, really good. But a lot of drivers find it tricky. It's the same as the Lincoln Co. It just eats its tyres and it suffers from a lot of problems. So what can he do? He's 5/10 up in that sector. Well, he's 5/10. Predictions are still quite low. Predictions are saying 7th. Bullen's on a bit of a better lap at the moment. 2.4 if he can keep this pace up. Yeah, he'll stay 19th. I don't think he is going to really improve. But again, he's been out of the game now for quite a while. And it's a tricky game. People think you can just pick up and play it, but it is not. So he's going to stay, his prediction is staying maybe 18th. Yeah, 2.5. Yeah, no real movement on there. Stefan, 5/10 up again. The game's having its absolutely lovely moment of deciding it doesn't want to look at Stefan. But there's Stefan, he is in the car, he's 0.8 of a second up. Not sure what's going on with him, but there you go. Yeah, he's just completely loaded out. We'll keep on that as it happens. Yeah, 1.8 seconds off, not really doing anything here at the moment. So I think really with 2:56 to go, and the front two are just holding stations at the moment. 1:38 and 3/10 off. The question is, which side you want to be on? I think you want to be on the inside there. Manuel, currently 0.8 up in Sector 1. What's Manuel doing? Currently down in 17th. As it stands at the moment, coming through into Sector 2 now. A good overtaking opportunity from here if you can go round the outside and hold it up the inside. Is very dangerous. Is a high amount of risk and reward. 1:12, 1:13 predictions are still saying will be an improvement, but only up to 15th at the current moment. Carl Smith is in 15th, so he'd get past Carl Smith and Edwards, effectively. So he would put himself into 15th if he can hold this pace. What can Manuel do? 1.4 seconds. Now he might actually get a bit further. He might get himself top 11 because he's had a mighty Sector 2. 1.75 gets himself ahead of Papa Dim. Goes into 14th. Yeah, one up, but then again, it's that final sector is costing a lot of the drivers at the moment. There's Mona. Jacqueline, someone's going to tell me how to say the name, and I do apologise. I have butchered your name completely. Down in 1.14 seconds. This final sector is going to be always about that final sector. I don't think there's going to be an improvement since 10. The board is coming up. 10 is the best position. Crosses the line. 1.3 closes the gap, but not enough to get himself into any real position ahead of that. That is, I think, going to be it with 1:12 to go. It's only him and Bullen that are currently out at the moment. Everyone else has parked it in the pits. There is nobody else out on the track at the moment. Mike's going to be happy with that, I suspect, because to be fair, it is an absolutely, it's difficult, and he hasn't driven it here. So it's absolutely storming what Mike can do. It's only him and Manuel at the moment. Manuel's not improving with 42 seconds to go. Nobody else is going to be out at the moment. So Gregor, failing anything going completely wrong, should take the position for the opening round of round 1 of the Tcsrl Racing League. What can Mike do? He's lost the sector. So he's not going to be going anywhere there. So there is always provisional confirmation of your results. Gregor takes first, Shaw's is second, Benny's third, Stu Neal is fourth. Didn't really cover Stu Neal, but he's popped it in there. T-Joke is fifth. Bozier is 6th, Flack is 7th, Fearlose is 8th, Butcher is 9th, Monia, sorry if I moved, is 11th. Opalik is 11th, Manuel is 12th, Gill is 13th, Deeks is 14th, Papadim is 15th, Smith is 16th, George is 17th, South is 18th, Edwards is 19th, Bullen, Campion, Neil and Kirby brings up the 23rd field. So it's a big field tonight. But at the moment there is a clear distinction between Gregor and Shaw's, and then you've got basically Benny and Neil. So the first two rows are basically held on together. Right, let's have a quick look over the chat while they all sort themselves out in preparation for race 1. Top right, you'll see it says garage, and that is because they are all in the garage at the moment. They've got 46 seconds to get themselves lobbied up and ready on the grid, and then the game will start. Right, Jason, nice to see you, Jason. Go, Stefan. Should be really good. Never seen Stefan race before, so that's going to be interesting. Utility Room Racing, nice to see you on stream as well. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, everybody. I will be here talking rubbish, as always. And as I always say, please keep the chat PG. Because we do transmit to families and friends as well. We are a family stream. Right, let me know your predictions. To be fair, my predictions for race 1 is going to be Gregor first, followed by Shaw's second. I think Gregor is just fastest in that Honda. He's just mighty fast. And that's how it stacks up. Right, there's the lights at the start. Hold on to your horses. We were going to go racing for the opening round of Tcsrl. Watch the lights at the top. Top left, you'll see them flash, and then it's lights out and away we go. And Shaw's has had a horrible start. He's been absolutely mugged at the start of the lead at the moment. Derek Neal is starting in the pits. Benny Norton's up to second as they all stream into turn 1 and 2. The question is, Derek Neal, stride through penalty. Shaw's has sailed it up the inside already. Everybody starts to make it through. No heroics there. Butcher's in 8th. There he is in the back of the car. They've all managed to hold on at the moment, filing it one by one. George, slow down penalty. The penalties are flying through as they're all streaming now into the opening lead. But there's Benny Norton in 3rd position, just ahead of him. There is Shaw's User. Oh, Benny's run wide. That's allowed Stu Neal to close up to the back of the gap. Manuel, there's contact in the background at the moment as the board tries to figure itself out. Rob South is the number 1 on the left in the 25. That is George, followed by Craig Deeks. He's in the 99 as they're all squabbling each other in the background, trying to hold position. But there's Mike Bullen as we ride on board with him now. In the cockpit, you can see just ahead of him, there is 17th, 18th, 17th and 16th, all nose to tail, side to side, going through the far right hander. Needs to keep it nice and tidy at the front of holding it on at the moment. And you can see Rob South, he's in the Honda, he's run wide. There's the Honda just ahead. He's been overtaken by Russ Edwards. Russ Edwards, he's the Liqui Moly Honda just ahead. There is Carl Smith riding on board with him now. You can see he's defending and attacking at the same time. He's trying to get Russ. There's Russ just ahead. He is in the Honda. But we leave this battle and join Stefan. At the moment, Stefan's in 10th position. He is in a massive gaggle of cars. Riding from the front wing now of Stefan is actually the rear wing. You can see he's got a bit of a gap there to Opelak, but just ahead of him, that is Mona, and he's gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining. Oh, he's gone right, he's gone left. Can Stefan sail this up the inside? There's Fabio Gill in the Elantra. Fabio Gill riding on board with him now from the rear wing. He's in 8th position. There's 9th, 10th and 11th. Oh, Stefan has got a slow down penalty. Is that going to put him into the clutches of Opelak? I think it might do, as they're all holding stations at the moment. There's Papadim. He's kind of on his own in the middle, not doing anything. Poddyflack is coming on and off the board, so I'm not sure what happened to him, but he's just holding station at the moment. There's Butcher. He is in 6th position. There is 4th, 3rd, 2nd and 3rd, all holding stations. Stu Neal, he is the blue 95. There he is in 4th position, and he's trying to attack now, riding on board from the front car. He is going to be trying to do all he can here. There's Benny Norton. He's in 3rd. He's gaining and he's gaining and he's gaining. Right, we leave that battle and join the George versus Papadim battle. 12th versus 13 position is the 22. versus the car just ahead. Has he gone up the inside? Oh, George there looking for a lid, trying to set a little bit of a dummy, but he hasn't managed to do it just yet. He's holding station. He needs to build it up because Papa Dim, he's in the car just ahead, and that is the number 33 riding on board now from the rear wing. Stefan has got past Mona just ahead. Didn't see it on stream, but we'll see how that unfolds. There goes George. Is George going to sail it up the inside? No, he doesn't, but he needs to get a good run coming out the final two corners. Oh, he's gone round the outside. Has he done it? No, he hasn't. He's held on to it just perfectly, and that's compromised the man behind. Right, Stefan is now once again on the back of 9th position. Whoa, he's gone to sell him a dummy. Is he going to go for the late brake manoeuvre into the far right? He's got to get a nose just ahead. Does he do it? A little bit of a contact, but nothing untoward there. Absolutely perfect stuff. And Monu holds on to the position, but Stefan is going to try and sail it up the inside. This will be the inside line that will turn into the outside line. A little bit of a squeeze there, nothing wrong with that. Has he got it done? Has he got it done? Yes, he has. Absolutely sensational there from Stefan. Into 9th position he goes. Riding on board now with Opalik down in 11th position. He's hunting down the driver ahead as well. Are the tyres? Oh no, at least hasn't done it, because 10th and 9th, they're slowly but surely fighting and squabbling with each other now. So Stefan riding on board with him. Stefan riding on board with him. He's in 10th position. No, he isn't. There's the 10th position. He's riding in 10th position at the moment, and he's just holding on to this just enough to do everything he needs to do to get that position. But Fabio Gil is now on his own as we ride now from the front camera of the 11th place man. There's 10th, there's 9th, and there's Fabio Gil in 8th, and he's slowly but surely closing that gap. These three are fighting and squabbling. They need to start working together as we get 10 minutes, 1/3 of the race through, 2/3 of the race to go. They need to really start working together. Gregor is out at the front. He's on lap 3. He's 1.78 seconds ahead of anybody else, and he's on it. Right. Mona hasn't given up the attack on Stefan just yet. He's really pushing. Question is, what can he do from here? Yeah, I've lost Flack on the board. So Flack keeps coming on and off the board. I'm not quite sure why, but we'll keep an eye on that as it unfolds. Yeah, so they're all fighting each other. He's run wide, Mona's run wide, and that's allowed Opalik to come back up. The question is he going to push it enough? Is he going to be able to make that attacking manoeuvre? I'm not quite sure. It's going to be really tricky with less than 9 minutes to go through the right-hander. Their field is now all kind of just getting into a rhythm. We're in that middle phase now where they have to really think about their tyres, they have to think about protecting themselves, and they have to think about making those overtaking opportunities, because they can't just sail it up the inside and hope for the best, because if they do, they will get a penalty, so they have to be careful of that. As we come in the middle of the race. Right, let's clip at Manuel. We've got a very damaged front car. There's Mike Bullen right on the back of Bill Campion. Bill Campion is the 99. There's Mike Bullen in the 88. It's the 99 versus the 88. Mike should get this done. Oh, no, he doesn't. Mike just doesn't have the confidence. He just doesn't have the confidence in the braking of that car at the moment to be able to get away from this selection of drivers. So he's holding on to that. Right, Boja is right on the back now of the man ahead, which is Russ Butcher, riding on board with him from that front view. There's Butcher. He's so close that he can sniff the tailpipe, that high-octane 101 of great racing fuel. It's the Astra versus Boja. The question is, can he do anything? Can he go for it? He's going to go and attempt to go up the inside. He's attempting to do a Stefan move here. He's thought better of it. That Honda just couldn't get it stopped and rotated quick enough. So he's really hurt him. There's Poddy in the 31. So all the positions are one out. Effectively, we do have 23 drivers on board at the moment, but everyone's out. Poddy Flat keeps flipping in and out. I'm not sure why. It's just what's happening on the board as it unfolds. We give it a quick flip and see if we can hold on to it. No, it's just done whatever it wants to do. So Butcher holds on to that position at the moment. Right, Martin Kirby. There's more content. Martin Kirby in the background. Yeah, it's just a little bit of... Kirby's the car on the right, Campion is the car on the left. These two are fighting. This is down in 20th and 21st position. The question is he going to be able to do anything from here? Is there going to be anything to do that? Right, we leave that and rejoin Stefano and Gil. So Stefan and Gil, this is 8th and 9th, which is effectively 9th and 10th because of the way the Poddy flag unfortunately, I don't know what is going on with his game at the moment, but Stefan is making progress. The question is he making enough progress to get himself higher up than he to start his championship out? That's what he needs to do. Fabio Gil is absolutely holding on as much as he can. This isn't the car for the track at the moment. Right, Russ Edwards and Craig Deeks are side by side. Russ Edwards is in the number 18, and has he got past? No, he hasn't. Yes, he has. No, he hasn't. Yes, he has. He's going to have to go for the late brake maneuver. He goes down the gearbox, slings it to the right. Absolutely sensational. But Craig Deeks riding on board with him now. He just couldn't get the drive. Right, Stefano is right side by side. He's not at the rear quarter panel just yet, so he's going to have to really think about this if he wants to hold on to that position. And Fabio Gil has just done it. Look how close they get. They just get closer and closer and closer and closer, but he cannot get the car rotated because that Hyundai, when it gets to the straight, just has so much more of an advantage than the other cars. But that's the way it is. The battle for, which is effectively 7th and 8th position, is on again. It's all kicking off at the back here. So that in the 29, that's Bojo. He's in the Honda, the 29 at the back. The Astra, the one in the middle, the number 40 right on the doors. That's Russ Butcher. And ahead of that, that's T-Joke. He's in the, it isn't, it's Poddy Flack. Poddy Flack is just ahead of him. That's why all the screens are going a bit squabbly. Not sure why, but that's just the way it is. So as it stands at the moment, you've got Bojo on it. Right, Stefan is right on the back of Fabio Gil. He's got to get this move done going into the final section of corners, because he can't afford realistically to do it. Stu Neal is on the back of Benny Norton. Well, he's side by side. This is the last of the podium places. Has Benny Norton cooked his tyres? Stu Neal goes up the inside. He doesn't let him have it. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. They're still fighting each other. But does Benny Norton now, riding on bond with Benny Norton, does he go for the old switcheroo? There's Benny Norton. It's less than 5 minutes. This is when it's all going to start to kick off. This is when it's all about who's saved their tyres. What fuel have they got on board? Are they going to send it, lick it, put a postage stamp on and send it? That's the question. Benny Norton's not going to get round there. Stefan is on it again. He's once again trying to get past. He's side by side. He is at the B pillar now. It's going to come down. He thinks better of it. He just thinks better of it. But the problem is, as they're doing this, this man here, currently down in 11th position, is absolutely just closing the gap. They're all busy squabbling and fighting with each other, that they're costing themselves precious time, and they can't really afford to do that with 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. It's going to cost them time. It's going to cost them, it could cost them a high place finish in race 1. That's the problem they've got as they approach out of sector 1 into sector 2. Through the back hairpin they go, and as you can see, riding in the cockpit view now of number 11, he's absolutely on it. Right, and Stefan again down in 9th position. He's got to get this done. He's got to be so much more adventurous on the brakes, because Fabio Gil isn't going to let him have that. Fabio is a wily old fox. He knows how to drive this Elantra. He's been driving it for years, and then he makes a mistake. He makes a mistake just as we could. The commentator's curse has come down and cursed Fabio Gil, and that's it. It's game over. Stefan now is 5.49 seconds off the car in front. He's going to have to put that hammer down, but I don't think he is, because he's not that quick. He's just got to cement this position. Right, Benny Norton, this is the battle for the last of the podium positions. This is the battle for 3rd and 4th position. And once again, you can see here, he's gaining, but is he gaining enough? He's alongside. He's going to have to go for the late brake maneuver. Nah, he thinks better of it. He thinks a lot better of it. That shows the maturity that's now come over Benny Norton. I've seen him race before, and he would have just sent it up there just like you go get a McFlurry. He'd have checked himself out, handed the hotel room key, and off he went. That's the problem. So now he's got to be careful. Craig Deeks is on the back of George. This is down in 14th, well actually 16th and 17th position. There is Craig Deek in the number 14. The 22, that grey car just ahead, that is George. These two have been fighting each other for the entirety of the race. He's got a nice little go around at the side at the moment. Can he do it? Can he go up the inside? He's holding and holding. He's done it. There must have been a slowdown penalty. Must have been a slowdown penalty. Right, Bojo's on the back of not Deeks, of Butcher. He's surely going to, he thinks better of it a little bit. He's trying to sell him a dummy here. He's trying to unsettle the man ahead as we ride on board with him now. This is would effectively be 8th position because of the way that the game is filtering in and out. They catch up to the guys ahead. They're catching up to Poddy Flak. I can't actually see Poddy Flak. There's Poddy Flak. They catch Poddy Flak up in 6th position. But not enough. Right, George is going to attempt to get the old switcheroos back, but he's not going to do that. Right, we leave that battle and rejoin Opalik. He's got this done, really. Yeah, he's got that done. I think... Has he broken the car? Yep, that car is very broken. It's got 4 wheels on the wagon, but they're all pointing in the wrong direction. So, yeah, Ammonia is not going to be going anywhere fast with that. Right, Benny Norton he's not going to get past Stu Neal. This will be the last lap because there's 1.25 to go. It's a 1:38 lap at best. So, Benny Norton's going to have one last-ditch attempt if he wants to try and get 3rd position in the opening round today, and that's going to be really, really troublesome for him. I think it's really going to hold him. Fabio Gill, another slowdown penalty. He's absolutely just holding these up as we ride on board now from Stu Neal. He's in 3rd position. Just behind that, that's 4th. Benny Norton there. So much more confidence on the brakes. Has so much more ability to slow and rotate the car faster. Now, in the background, now Bojo's not fast enough, but he's there. He's gaining, he's gaining, he's gaining, he's gaining. He's so far. Benny Norton had to let off the brakes, but there's only real one overtaking opportunity at this in sector 2, and he's going to have to commit. He's going to have to send it up the inside and just pray that Stu Neal doesn't just leave the door open and then close it immediately shut. A little bit of cluck up there from the dust flick up in the background as we come up now to the last couple of corners. Through the right-hander we go, then there's the left-hander, and then there's the 2 penultimate corners. There is Shaw's User. They've been slow, this group have been slowly catching Shaw's User. But as we cross Gregor, as he comes into the penultimate corner, now he's going to have to slow down if he doesn't want to have to do another lap. Because at the moment, he's going to cross the line with another lap to go. There's another lap on, so it is on. So Boja here could get past Butcher, and Norton could get past Neal, but he's going to have to really, really push it if he wants to do it. So Boja's going to go to the outside. Butcher's left him just 1 car's width. That is legal. He's allowed to do it. That's a little bit of a tab there. Yeah, that was a little bit... We'll have a look at that post-race, but you have to leave 1 car's width, and I don't think he did. But we'll have a look at that. Benny Norton, there is T-Joke. T-Joke's completely lost the car now, so Benny has gone up. Carl Smith coming up saying he's lost internet connection. Real shame there for Carl Smith. But that is, he was in the Compu Audi as he comes through now into the back section of the racetrack. As he holds on to this, as he holds on at the moment, Poddy is ahead. There's Benny Norton. I don't think he's going to be attacking anybody from here. He's in 4th. I think Stu Neal is going to be safe in 3rd. Just enough. This is it. There's Shaw's User. They're all just holding station. Benny Norton, he's going to have an opportunity, really. Now, he did jump to get to 2nd position, but he really needs to be on. Yeah, this is the side you want to be on. It's the side you want to be on to the opening track at the moment. Right. Manuel is right on the back of Bill Campion. This is the battle for 20 and 21st. There's Bill Campion in the 99. He's defending there from the 05. Right, we'll leave that as we're going to follow Grieger through for first time racing in the Tcsrl League, and he's going to take the opening round victory. Absolutely sensational there. Into first he goes. Shaw's User will bring the car home in 2nd to start his championship battle. Stu Neal will be 3rd. Benny Norton will be 4th. But Manuel and Bill Campion are still fighting at the back of the grid. That is 20th and 21st. 19th and 20th, actually. They're still fighting each other. Oh, he's thinking of it there. Manuel thinking, I don't want to send it up the inside because this is the AM battle here. There is a pro and an AM battle, and the points equal prizes. The race is finished. We're just waiting for it at the moment. I'm going to watch these two across the line, and then Mike Bullen and Derek Neal. There's Bullen. So Bullen's pace has been inconsistent so far. His fastest sector time is a 46.889 in sector 1. He's 8-10 off. He should be middle field, really. The man should be middle field. But he's just learning as well, so watch out for him. Bill Campion will just hold on to 19th. In 13th goes. So your race, there is confirmation of provisional race results. I always say provisional just in case there's any instance or accidents. Gregor stakes 1st, Shaw's is 2nd, Neal is 3rd, Norton is 4th, Flack is 5th, Coke is 6th, Butcher is 7th, Boja is 8th, Stefan is 9th, Oplak is 10th, Mona is 11th, Gil, Papadim, Edwards, Deacons, George, South, Kirby, Campion, Manuel, Bullen, Neil and Carl Smith at the back of the field. Race winner goes to Gregor, fastest lap goes to Gregor. So he's got a clean slate in race 1. He's got all 3 on the board. The question is he going to get all 3 for race 2? That's going to be the question, because this realistically is Gregor's only opportunity to join the supreme of Tcsrl. There's very few drivers that have ever got the perfect 3 in terms of having 3 race victories. No driver has ever had has had qualifying, all 3 fastest laps, all 3 race wins. That's never happened before. We have had the same race winner and a qualifying. That was done by the sober Stig, Phil Lawson. He did that back in season 4, so it does exist. It does exist. Right, let's have a quick look. I don't think I got anything in the replay. Right, let's go over to me. Hello, everybody. It turns out that my camera has completely given up, which is very, very nice. That's lovely of it. So I don't really have a camera at the moment. I'm not sure why it's completely failed. Yeah, we'll see if it can twig itself back on. If not, we're going to have to stick with what we have. Right, we will go across to the... Let's have a look if I can make it work. No, I can't. Standard. Right, as always, things go wrong, as you'd expect. Right, so between races 1 and races 2, we are going to do the spin in the wheel. Because there is 20 to 25 drivers, it is positions from 9 to 16 are reversed. We do it live on stream because then everyone can see it. So we're going to see here what positions will be returned. I forgot to save who finished where, but there you go. It will be position 9. So it will be, for race 3, will be top 9 reversed. So Gregor will start in 9th. As it stands at the moment. Let me just go across to the chat. I don't think there's anybody in there at the moment. Nope, they're still working on that. So it's going to be exciting, I think, as we get there. And the question is, who do I think is going to be race 2? Race 2, I'm going to put Gregor down for it, to be fair. I think in race 2, he's going to take that. And if Shaw's can jump him at the line, then I think Shaw's will be able to do it. But the problem he's going to have is whether or not there's anybody else there. That's the problem. It's going to be really, really tricky, I think, in terms of that. Right, so we've got a couple of drivers in the Discord. We are going to have to go across and hold on. As you can see, my webcam has completely decided to stop working, as you'd expect. But that's what tends to happen. Like I said, we are a live stream, and because we are live streamed, things always happen. I will get the camera working for next time. I'm not sure what's happened. It's probably gone on strike, as you would expect. Right, we're going across the commentary box while all the servers being reset and sorting itself out. I'm going to make sure I don't miss it, as you'd expect. So I've got Jobber84 and I've got Mr. Butcher in the commentary box. Can you hear me, guys?
I can, Andy. How are you, mate?
Hello. I'm really, really good. I'm going to go across to Jobber84 first, and then I'll go to Butcher while we've got a couple of minutes. First race, how did you find it?
I'd like to say easy, but it really wasn't. It was hard work. I'm sweating a little bit, I'll be honest.
So, first time racing Tcsrl. How did you find it? Because obviously we're unballasted at the moment, so everyone is on true pace.
To be honest, it's my first time on here. It's been a long time since I've sim raced properly, and it's they say it's like riding a bike. Well, I must have forgot how to ride my bike when I first started. So yeah, it's hard. Like, I was doing some pretty decent times in practice, and then it comes to qualifying and the race, it was just not there. It's just impossible for me at the moment.
But again, I think race room is, because touring cars is a completely different type of driving, and race room itself, I've always said that race room is kind of it's not the starter one, but it's not like R Factor 2 in the way that you've got to be accurate
accurate all the time. But it's still a very challenging, very challenging. I mean, how did you find the tyres? Did you find that they went off? Because quite a few people found, what I was seeing in the times is that during the end 5 minutes, those that could save the tyres between the 10 minutes and 5 minutes, they attacked, and then those that didn't just went backwards.
Yeah, the front left absolutely shreds itself to death. You have to be very gentle, but to be honest, it's just the way the track runs. You're constantly getting the front left overheating, and when you go to turn into any right-hand bend, it just doesn't want to stick. So you're all right going through the lefts, but it's the rights that kill you.
So race 2, obviously, again, it's on true pace, and starting positions are where you finished. Where are you hoping to finish in terms of race 2, or is it a case of you just want to get through race 1 and hold on, get through race 2 and just do the best you can?
To be honest, I'm just going to sit back and just see what happens in front of me. I'm quite happy to sit where I am at the moment. There's a lot of fast guys in front of me, but I think if I can stick with them, I might have a chance of picking 1 or 2 off. But other than that, I think I'm going to be hopefully within the top half of the sort of like, I'll be top 10 hopefully. But it's hard to tell really. Like, the boys are quick, so if I can get to top 10, I'll be all right. But it's just luck of the draw, really.
It's one of those. Well, good luck for race 2. I'm going to quickly go across to Russ. Russ, nice to see you back in the comm box.
And you, mate. Nice to speak to you.
So, again, race 1, middle of the pace there again. Again, did you find that your tyres were suffering in terms of the front left?
Yeah, front left, massively. But it was a brilliant race with Bojan Kurbeleja. Brilliant. And Poddy was just in front of me, but for some reason my crew chief tower didn't have Poddy. It only had Suzuki in front of him, so Poddy was just like a mystery. But yeah, luckily when it went to the final, it actually placed him in P5. I think he got in the end.
P5 in the end. Because he kept flittering in and out for the entire race.
But luckily it did record him, so that's all right for the final race 3 switch around. So that's good. It means I don't have to try and do stuff.
So reverse for race 3 is position 9.
Ooh.
So it's position 9. It was the lowest that was reversed.
Is that Fearloose or?
No idea.
I think I
100% forgot to record where the finishing positions were.
Hang on, Andy. Let me tell you.
So
I'll have a quick look, mate.
Because I'm back in race room, so I'm still learning how to do everything again.
So P9 was Stefan Fearloose is going to be on pole.
So Stefan, there are a couple of Stefan fans in this evening. I believe Jason Gimson and Utility Room Racing, the URR, are both Stefan fans. So they're going to hope in their man, I think, is going to be on pole. Is going to be race winner for race 3.
He definitely can be. He's definitely got the pace for it. So
it's going to be tricky, I think, especially with Gregor. Is it Gregor?
Gregor, yeah.
Yeah, in race 1. Now, he has the ability, like Lawson, to do the triple here while he's unballasted.
Yes.
So there is
definitely
a hype, but nobody has ever won all 3 races, had pole position, and had 3 fastest laps. Never been done before.
That'll give something to aim for,
Lawson got close once. And I think he missed out on one of the fastest laps.
6 laps, yeah, I remember it, yeah.
So it's going to be tricky, I think. So, and I'm just following the Lincoln Co round, so they've already won the championship.
No worries. I'm going to have to go, Andy, because there's only 8 seconds left.
Right, I will catch you after the race. Good luck.
All right, mate. Cheers, pal.
Cheers.
So there we go, intercoms as always. It was nice to talk to Jobber, he's on here as well. Utility Room Racing and Jason, your man is on pole position for race 3. So can Stefan do it there? He has been fast, but the question is, it's one thing, it's always one thing to be placed on the front of the grid. It's a completely different set of animal to go forward. And because the reverse grid is only 9, I wouldn't expect any real incidents or accidents to proceed from that point realistically. So that's going to, I think that's the way it's going to be very tricky. I think it's very tricky, a very close field tonight. At the moment, Gregor is just faster than anybody as it stands at the moment. And there's a couple of unknowns in here as well. As that midfield pack, they're all running around at the moment within groups of 3 or 4. And nobody's really attacking going into the first hairpin. They are all braking earlier. They're not wanting to take that risk of running into people or having a crash or taking people out, because you just can't afford to hold on to it. So the reason we've got the Lincoln Co. is because George, I'm going to call you George, please correct me if I'm wrong. He's the Lincoln Co. It turns out for some reason my game really likes Mike Bullen's Honda. So if you're a Honda fan, you've got the absolute beauty pleasure of looking at a Honda for the entirety of the race for that moment. Right, all the drivers are going to get themselves ready. They're going to hold on to where they basically put themselves in. You'll see the board at the top left. It will go racing, and we'll see the flash in the 15 minutes. This is the Tcsrl race. There we go. We are at Autodrom mostly. We're on the Grand Prix circuit. It is sunny as always. Now the question is, which driver is going to get there first? Which driver is going to be first into that corner? There's the heli camera view. There's the lights flashing 15. Don't forget, hold on to your horse, and his lights out, and away we go. And has he had the perfect start there? Benny Norton in 4th position at the moment. He's got to really push it if he wants it, because if he doesn't, he's not going to be able to do it. Stu Neal is already up inside of Shaw's user. Has he done it? No, he hasn't. In the background, they're all just holding station at the moment. Nobody's done anything silly. A little bit of love tap at the back there from Mona, but nothing untoward. It's all holding stations at the moment. Nobody's off the track. They're all pointing in the right direction. All 4 wheels are holding. Job has had a game crash already, so he's out. Job done. He's going to be DNF at the moment. Mike Bullen holding on to that at the minute. He's right in the melee of the pack there, so he's going to have to hold him. He's going to have to really hold it. Derek Neal's run wide. Mike Bullen's going to attempt to go around the outside. He leaves just enough room, but he's going to send it up the inside. Gets the job done. But look at the Lincoln Co. holding station right at the back, riding on board now. He's following Mike Bullen through. He's side by side. Bullen is up on, he'll have crucially the inside going into the next corner. That's what he needs. In the background, there's Kirby. He's riding in the Aston. He's riding that number 34. That is the Renault Megane, Lincoln Co. and Honda. There's Mike really holding on to this. What can he do here? Can he hold this on? You get a feeling that he's just slowly but surely getting himself comfortable with the car. He's just lost the brakes. He's just not confident on the brakes there. He just doesn't have that confidence. Right, we leave that, and Stefan is being absolutely hounded there by Mona in the background. Riding on board now with Mona. He's side by side. The question is, has he got the run? I think he has. He's done it. He's gone round the outside. Absolutely sensational there. He's ticked that box. Now he's got to check himself out, because Fabio Gil is right on the rear end there. There he is, Fabio Gil. Just ahead of that is Stefan and then Mona. This is 11th, 10th and 9th. Fabio Gil is just so much more confident on the brakes. He just has so much more travel and so much more ability to just close that gap, but he doesn't get going quick enough. That's the problem. Now the massive battle at the front is here, right in the middle. New Poddock and T-Joke, they're line astern. This is 4th, 5th and 6th. Benny Norton's up to 3rd. Stu Neal's lost a position. There's T-Joke. He's in at the number 7, right in the middle. He's the only Peugeot on the field. The question is he still going to be there? There's contact. Bogies, I think, gave Butcher a little bit of a love tap there. We'll have a look at that post-race. As always, like to look at those things. There's Butcher. He is flashing his lights in the background. He is saying, well, you know, but then Butcher didn't leave him enough room really in race 1. So that's going to really, I think he's just paying the favour. So it's one of those, I think. Mike Bullen still is at the back with number 17, holding on to that position. There he is, Bullen in the 88, 99. That's Bill Campion riding from the rear wing now. Bullen's gone wide. I say he's gone wide, but he takes a completely different line than anybody else through that set of corners. And he seems to compromise him in sector 3. That's where he's losing his time. Now, the Lincoln Co. Of George is just going to go up the inside. He's just going to get this done. Now, Mike might be able to hang it around the outside. Yeah, he's just going to... He can't get the car stopped or rotated properly. Yeah, he's just struggling. And Derek Neal is now just going to mug him as well. Derek Neal in the Renault Megane is just going to mug him. And that's the problem. Right, we leave that, and there is the back of Bill Campion. Bill Campion is actually going on an attacking manoeuvre here, but he's just stopped the car at the apex. Right, Carl Smith lost out in race 1, had a disconnect. He's down in 23rd at the moment. He is fighting Kirby at the back. Now, these two in previous seasons have been nose to tail, and they're all trying to hold on now. They're all trying to do it. Right, back to the heli camera, back to the cockpit, riding on board now. This is 10th position. He is fighting the man ahead. These two, Mona and Fearluz, Stefan Fearluz, sorry if I said your name wrong, are absolutely nose to tail. They've done nothing but keep each other company, keep each other occupied through the entirety of the race. The question is he going to be able to hold on to this as we're now onto the front camera of Stefan? He's in 10th position. There is 9th position. They are near enough, makes no difference, nose to tail. Oh, he nearly rear ends him. Fabio Gil, he's at the back and he's just trying to hold on at the moment to see what he can do. Can he gain any positions from here? Right, George has made progress actually. He's now managed to get himself up a couple of positions. Mike Bullen is still at the back in the clutches. Right, Bojo is on the back of Dezo. Kokso, this is the battle for 7th and 6th and 7th position. On 6th position is T-Joke. That's who we're riding on by now. There is 7th position. That is Bojo. Bojan, sorry, I've ruined his name. Bojan is into. He's nowhere near. He just doesn't have the drive. Right, Bill Campion down in 16th. There is 15th position. Is he going to go up the inside? Is he going to get the car rotated? Mike Bullen has managed. Mike Bullen's just doing a lot better following cars at the moment than he is really being the one attacked. He doesn't want to send it up the inside. He's holding station at the moment. Kirby's at the back. Right, Poddy Flack is on the back of Neil. This is the battle for 4th and 5th position. In 4th position is Stu Neal, riding on board with him now. Less than 9 minutes to go of race 2 of week 1 of the TCRSR League. They need to be careful here because the tyre degradation now, that front left tyre is going to really start to hurt the drivers. So they're going to have to start managing it. And Poddy Flack, that little Alfa Romeo, is going to really have to think about it. Right, Mike Bullen is attacking Bill Campion. Mike just needs to commit a bit more. He's just being a little bit too courteous, I think. He's just losing speed. He's just not confident in that Honda at the moment, which be interesting to see if he comes on stream after, because I know the man is a great racer. I've seen it before, but he's just struggling at the moment. Manuel at the background, he's attacking the back of Nick Papadim. Papadim's in the 33s. Papadim is that 1, 2, 3, 4. Not that car. There's Papadim. And riding on board now from Papadim, he's got Manuel in the 05. Sayat Cooper absolutely attacking the back of him at the moment, but he's gaining, but not enough. Right, George is side by side with George. He's done it. He's just gone around the outside of him. Really, he's got that done. Right, Opalik is side by side with Fabio Gil. Oh, there's contact. There's contact between the two. Fabio Gil. We'll have a look at that post race, but a little bit of a contact between the two, a little bit rough, but I think it's one of those really, is that I think Opalik is going to go, well, if that's how you play, I'll play the same. A little bit of a contact going into that corner, nothing untoward I don't think, but he's not going to let it. Remember, there is Opalak in at 12th position. Riding on board with him, Fabio Gil is behind. Right, Derek Neal and Carl Smith are side by side. Renault Megane versus Audi. These two battled each other in previous seasons, and Carl Smith just holds on to 22nd. No, he doesn't. He comes back and does a little bit of a titch there. Those two are absolutely nose to tail every season they race. Fantastic stuff from 23rd and 22nd. Right, back for the battle for 9th and 10th. Stefano is going to be starting pole position in race 3. So he wants to try and get himself into some free air, see what his pace is. At the moment, he's 2 seconds slower than Gregor, who's 2.38 seconds up the road at the moment. Butcher, slow down penalty. Where's Butcher? He's in 8th position. He's near enough, makes no difference. Here comes Stefan. He's going to go around the outside. He's going to have to commit. He's going. No contact. Fabio Gil, yeah, he's got mugged as well. Opalak sold him a dummy, went left, went right, went Bosch, ticked the box, checked himself out. Fantastic stuff from there. Martin Kirby and Smith are still fighting each other. So Martin Kirby now is, those two are still fighting each other at the moment. So Fabio Gil is going to launch the attack. The question is, can Fabio Gil here? I don't think he can. I don't think Fabio Gill's going to be able to do anything from here. Bojo is right at the back of this pack now. He's in P7. He's attacking P6 and P5. There he is. He's in 7th. He's closing and closing and closing, but is he closing enough? Not at this moment. That Honda just doesn't have the legs in the second phase of the basically when you get to 2nd or 3rd, and then it gets to 4th, and it really starts to work. So he's struggling at the moment. Butcher isn't really going anything at the moment. Poddy Flack is going to give him a little bit of a love tap. Nothing into that, I don't think. They are side by side. Poddy Flack in the 31. Alfa Romeo versus Honda, but Poddy, I don't think he will try and fight this. He'll go around the outside, but he'll get a slowdown for that. Bojan just holds on to that. Absolute commitment from both of the drivers. Brilliant stuff. And Bojan, that's really put him now back into the clutches of the other driver, which is Russ Butcher. And Russ Butcher riding on board with him now. He's got a sensational drive on Bojan. Bojan will have the inside line, which will turn into the inside, then the outside line. So Butcher here is locked in horns, and in the background you can see Stefan. There's contact between the two. I think he was repaying the favour on that one. That's a little bit naughty between those two, to be perfectly honest. But we did get it, and we'll have a look at it post-race. So it's one of those really, half a dozen of one, half a dozen of the other. Right, Stefan is in 10th position. Again, he's fighting. He's fighting the man ahead. The board says that Stefan was ahead at the lead, but he wasn't. He just wasn't. That's just not how it was on the board. The game sorted itself out. He just can't get past. He just can't get past at the moment with less than 5 minutes remaining of race 2, round 1. Another slowdown penalty for Opelec. So he needs to be careful. He doesn't want to start accruing these because I think it's 30 and you get booted. So he's going to have to hold on to that at the moment. Bojan and Butcher, no love lost between these two. So Bojan did the earlier one run here, and then Butcher returned the favour. So I think those two are... Yeah, I think there's a little bit of pushing and shoving between those two at the moment. We will have a look at that post-race. I do want to have a look at that, actually, and see what they did. Right, Stefan is once again on the back. The front three are kind of checked themselves out at the moment. The field is a little bit spread out. Fabio Gil is just holding station, but again, it's the wrong car to have. It's just the wrong car at the moment. It's not the right track for that car. But it is what it is. A half a dozen of one and half another. Less than 4 minutes remaining. Holding station. So our race leader, there he is at the moment. He's done the double. So at the moment he does have fastest lap. And he's going to have race 2. So the question is Gregor going to be on for the ultimate Tcsrl that's never been done before? Right, Stefan did get past got past Mona, but Mona is right on the rear end now, riding on board with him. He's gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining. The question is he going to... It's the brakes. He's got to have more confidence on the brakes. There is Stefan, but he can't afford to sail it up the inside because he can't afford to have a penalty. And you can see the same here from Fabio Gil. He's got Opelec right behind him, holding station. The problem is he going to hold it quick enough? No, he isn't. It's reset all over again. Right, Mike Bullen is on the back of George. This is the battle for 17th and 16th position. This is the back of the field. And there's Bullen in the 88. He's been making progress. He's been in and out of all of these positions at the moment, but he hasn't really pushed himself. I don't think, like I said, I know I keep saying it, but I don't think we've seen the best of him yet this season. But coming back to it, I think he'll be really happy with that result. But George is just holding on. He's doing all he needs to do as you ride now back from George, because he doesn't. He's run wide. The commentator's curse has struck down, and once again, just as we looked at it, he's run wide. Bullen is now side by side. Bullen's on the left. He's now on the right, and George is on the left. Bullen's just ahead, but he needs to commit through this corner. He's done a much better job. He didn't use all of the curb as well. In the back, Papadim has takes himself off to get a McFlurry. He's disappeared off, gone back, and now he's back on the road. Loses a position for all his troubles. Right, Fabio Gil. He's in 12th position. He's attacking his old mate there of Opelec. But Opelec, I think, has used the tyres. That's the issue the drivers have got. The tyre degradation, that front left, does play a factor. Fialuz and Muna are just ahead. They still haven't given up the battle. I still think we're going to have another go at this. George is on the back of Rob South. Rob South is in the car ahead. This is who's running on board now. That was the Honda just up to the top of the board. There is the Lincoln Co. Great looking car. I love that car. Right, Benny Norton is on the back of Shaw's User. This is quite unusual. He was on the back of Shaw's User and then he's just overcooked it. Derek Neal, he is in the number 34. The car on the left, that is Martin Kirby, and at the back that is Bill Campion. So these three are locked in the AM battle and they've constantly been fighting each other. As we see, Derek Neal runs a little bit wide there. Kirby goes up the inside. Campion just, I don't know what Campion was doing there. Gives the position back. That's the right thing to do. Right, Butcher is on the back of Bojan again. This will be the last lap. Fabio Gill's attack has been slowed down purely because George is on the back of Rob South. He's not on the back, he's side by side. Yeah, that's his job done. Right, Butcher is on the back of Bojan. Bojan is in the number 29. We're riding on board now with Bojan. He's in the Honda. Behind that is the Astra of Butcher. He's in 8th position. It's 8th versus 7th. These two are absolutely nose to tail for the entire race. They've been giving each other a bit of love, a little bit too much love, I think, and that's caused a little bit of fiery contention between them. Where is Gregor? Gregor is going to go for one more lap again. He's going to get 10 laps out of this. He's absolutely stoved it. So Derek Neal, he's had run out of time. Now the question is he going to be side by side? He's done it. He's gone past Stefan. But is Stefan here riding on board now from that front camera? He's got to go for this. He's got to absolutely commit to the manoeuvre. He's on the wrong side here. He's got to go for the late brake manoeuvre, otherwise he's not going to get it. You can see there, has he done it? No, he hasn't. Now he's going to have to hang it up the inside. Has he done it? Yes, he has. The car will run wide, but they've left one car's width. That's 100% allowed. He's now at the B pillar. He's got to keep going. Oh, there's a little bit of contact. Has that slowed the attack? It slowed the attack a little bit, but I don't think Stefan was going to get that done anytime soon. So I think that would be a racing incident to me, but it is a little bit wayward between the two. But Stefan, he's going to get him. He's surely going to get him through here. Stefan riding on board with him now. He's got to set him up coming into the final sector of corners. That's where he's got to do it. Riding on board now. This is 9th position. There is 10th. These two. This is where the battle is for the remaining lap. He's got to set him up. The man behind, that is Stefan. We're riding on board with Mona in 9th position. These two have to set each other up. He's so much more. Got so much more commitment. You won't go around the outside there. He needs a good drive off this corner into the final 4 corners. That's what he's got to do. And then he's got to go to the inside to the 2 penultimate corners and get the drive. But I don't think he's done it. He's had a bad drive off those final corners. Swing the car to the right. Is he going to do it? Is he going to hold on to it? He's there. Is it going to be a drag to the line? I think it's game over. I think this is it, unless Muna makes a mistake. Nah, he's got it done. Stefan will have to settle for 10th. But your race winner again is Gregor, and I suspect he's also got fastest lap as well. So at the moment, he's on for history in the Tcsrl. The question is, can he convert this now? Because race 3 is a reverse grid, and that's going to be a whole different trick. Manuel just holds on to, gets 18th. Papadim holds on to 20th. There is Carl Smith, and here comes Kirby bringing the car home in 21st. Neil and Bill Campion are both DNFs. So there is your provisional race results. Again, he's done it. He's got, at the moment, he is 7 for 7. 3 more to go. Gregor first, by User is second, Norton is third, Neil is fourth, T-Joke is fifth, Flack is sixth, Bojan is seventh, Butcher is eighth, Monan is ninth, Stefan is 10th, Gill is 11th, Opalik is 12th, Deeks is 13th, George is 14th, I'm just calling his George, so I'm going to say that. South is 15th, Bullen, George again in 17th, Manuel is 19th, 18th, Papadim is 19th, Smith, Kirby and Neil bring up 20, 21 and 22, and Campion brings the field home in 23rd. And that's how it stacks up for race 2. Absolutely sensational stuff. Now, I would go to the commentary box, but I want to look at... so I'm not going to go to the commentary box. I want to look at the replay here. So if you are new to... That's the wheel. I want the replay analysis, and I'm going to have to turn the camera off because it's not working. Right, so if you're new to the stream, we do have the ability to look at replay analysis. It's something I'm working on. Right, let's have a look. I want to look at the Butcher incident. Now, where was it? So there was... I can't find it. Is it this one? So unfortunately, I'm still working on the software. Yeah. Yeah, this is so it's a bit of a tricky one, and the reason I say it's a tricky one is because if you look at the lap before, so if you look at the racing before, Butcher did push Beaujean out, and later on Butcher did return the favour in the same way. So this is Beaujean here and Butcher's behind him. Now let's slow this down. So at this point, Beaujean's never going to make that. He's going to have to hit the corner and slow it down. So Butch, it's a real tough one because in theory, Beaujean is going into a gap. That's a gap. That exists. And he's then made the brake manoeuvre, and then and Butcher then makes the turn. Now, it's a tricky one. I think it's 50 of one and 50 of the other, to be perfectly honest. He does gain a position from it because he actually tabs the rear quarter of Butcher. So he tabs the rear quarter of Butcher. So, but the reason why I say it's kind of a nothing incident, because if we look later on, so if we go down, I think it's here. I think this is the return incident. So if we look again, there we go. No, that was when Mike lost it. No. So there is an incident where Butcher basically does the same thing to the other driver. So, is it this one? I think it's this. So this is where, yeah, this is like a... Well, it's slightly different. So this is slightly different. But again, there is one instant before this where Butcher does crowd him out. So again, it's you'd have to look at driver inputs and you'd have to look at other things. But in this instance, this to me is a nothing incident, to be perfectly honest, because Beaujean basically just crowds him. There's not a lot I can say to that, to be honest. But again, Butcher doesn't really make any attempt because that's the corner entry point here. So it's a bit tricky because he's turning into the corner here and Butcher's still going this way. You'd have to look at... I'm looking at the camera that doesn't work. You'd have to look at other things where the normal braking points was. But to me, I'd say that was a nothing. I think it was just a nothing event, to be honest. So I wouldn't put anything into that, is the way I'd read that one. Now, someone did post, and it was to do... Where is it? I think it was... Is it this one? So this is what I was talking about in terms of... yeah, so... This was an app... this was just... Yeah, it's the lines. So... At the moment, there's the twig. He's not comfortable in the car. And this is what I'm talking about. If you look between here, the car, so the car actually moves like this. Again, it's really weird because it's not a great line, but the car there twigs. If I slow it down, so at the moment, he's not happy in the car at all there. And there, that little twig then means he loses out position. And George just goes through. So he's just not comfortable in the car at the moment. So I've seen a couple of people come through because they've seen Mike race before. And they're saying, do you think Mike is, do you think he's just struggling at the moment? Yeah, I do. I really, really do. I think he's struggling as it stands at the moment. I don't think he's got the confidence that he needs in the car. And that's just struggling at the moment. This is the incident. I didn't get all of it, but effectively Butcher does crowd him, is the way I'd put that. There wasn't a lot actually going through. So I think I got this one, which was an overtake. Yeah, this is the back of the overtake. So this is where I was saying, again, I'm looking into camera. I think Bojan was just repaying the favour. Rightly or wrongly, I wouldn't say. But you have to leave a car's width. That's the ruling, and that's always been the ruling. It's never changed. Now, that Bojan is on the line. He literally has nowhere to go at this point. And Butcher tabs him there and then tabs him again. So, do I think Bojan would have got the position? I don't know. And again, Bojan again starts to make the turn. It's, to be honest, I think it's very scruffy between both of the drivers is the way I'd read that. And that's the way I'd put it. So I've seen a couple of things come through on my socials, and they're just asking questions around that. Where do I put it? Where do I think it? I think it's a bit scruffy between both drivers. That's the way I'd read it. Perfectly honest, I think it's a case of just chill out, calm down a little bit is the way I'd read that. But essentially, I think that's it. I need to check that they've actually restarted the server because otherwise I'm not getting in. There we go. And I will load in. But yeah, I mean, as always, season 1, as I always say, it's now not going to work because I need to get in it. But as I always say, as we go across to the normal feed, there are always multiple viewpoints and multiple incidents. I only ever get to see one of them, and that's what we see on stream. So, yeah, you always just have to be careful with that, as it is. Right, we're going across to race 3 for the Touring Car Sim Racing League, Season 6. This is rounds 1, 2, and 3. This is rounds 3. So there is no championship ballast applied. We do not apply championship ballast. That is done after. That's done from next week. But it is a reverse grid, so Stefan will be on pole position. He has been fast, but he's nearly a second slower than Gregor. Now, what we haven't seen is Gregor in traffic. At the moment, Gregor has only been running with other cars. That is it, plain and simple. So the question is going to be, how does Gregor do with other drivers? Can he make his way through the pack? He is near enough, makes no difference. I think he's coasting at the front at the moment. So I do think there is going to be that possibility that he could do what's never done before. That is a real possibility, but we will see. I can see quite a few watching the stream at home. Come and say hi on the comments. Put your predictions in for race 3. Do we think Stefan's going to get it? Do we think someone like Neil's going to get it? Butcher's not in the top. Sorry, Neil. I don't think so. No untoward to him. Shaw's could do it, but Shaw's. He just seems to be cooking his tyres at the moment. He doesn't seem to have that confidence I know that he's had in the past. So that's going to be, I think that's going to be really tricky. That's going to be something that I think might change as it stands at the moment. I'd still put my money on Gregor. That's what I think. I think that's where it would be, to be honest. But then Poddy Flack is a very hard defender at the moment. It's a tricky situation on where that driver's going to be. I think it'll be Gregor. My money's on Gregor. I hope Stefan wins just because he's driven an absolutely superb race so far this season because he's only driven 3 races as it stands at the moment. I don't know, sure, because I believe Stefan is Dutch. Someone might correct me on this one. I do believe Stefan is Dutch. So, I think Shaw's will be happy for a fellow Dutchman to take victory and extend their lead for that. I don't know. It's tricky. Let me know in the chat. I can see quite a few in there. Please come and say hi. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well. I will be here for the next 5 weeks, as always, taking through different aspects of everything. So that's going to be interesting to see. But that's where I put my 50p. My 50p, I go back to it because I've got, again, I wish I had the camera so you could see. Quite a few people are just coming in. They're giving me my predictions on who they think is going to take it. There's quite a lot of people actually saying Shaw's User could take it. So Shaw's could take it. My money's still on that man there, the number 69. My money is on him to take it. Mighty fast so far. We will figure out how he runs in traffic. This is the only time I think he's going to have the ability to do the triple. I really think this is the only time he's going to have the ability to do the triple. He was 5.8 seconds ahead in race 1, but 5.8 seconds, I think Shaw's had cooked his tyres. He's getting back into it. Race 2, it was 2.8, but we again, I don't know if Gregor was managing his tyres, if he was holding on to stuff. There's so many unknowns coming into this final race at the moment. Turn 1, I think, is going to be difficult because you've got a massive reverse, and the key now is that you've got fast drivers who are going to want to make their way through, but they can't afford to have a DNF. They can't afford to get disqualified because they keep running off track, because they keep the contact. Race 3 is traditionally a bigger contact race. So with 23 cars in, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be really, really difficult for them. So we'll see how that pans out. It is 15 minutes race. I am your commentator. That's me, and this is the final round. You'll see the board sort itself out. Bojan is second, so Bojan could take it as well. But there is Stefan at the front. Hold on to your horses. Get ready. This lights out, and away we go. And who has had the perfect start? Bojan had an absolutely tremendous start. The question is he going to be leading going into turn 1? That's the question. Everyone's streaming in the background. Stu Neal's gone round the outside. Oh, there's contact. There's contact. He just holds on to it. Poddy Flack has just sailed it up the inside, gone off the grass. They've all made it through without any major issues. There's Poddy Flack. It's not Poddy Flack, it's Benny Norton. Benny Norton has had an accident all by himself. T-Jokes into 4th, but leading at the moment is Bojan. From Stefan, from Poddy, from Russ. There's Stu Neal in 6th position. Gregor is down in 8th. He's kind of now stuck behind Shaw's in the middle of the pack. He's got to make progress. He has to make progress, because if the field gets separated, he's then going to have to extract the maximum out of that car. But as we ride on board now with Poddy Flack, he's in 3rd position. Just ahead of that is second man Stefan, started on pole, riding on board now with Bojan, currently in the lead. Is Bojan going to be able to hold on to this? He needs to keep all 4 wheels on his wagon, all pointing in the right direction, because if he doesn't, he's going home with no trophy tonight and no maximum points which he needs for his championship. So he's got to extract this. He's got to get gone. Poddy Flack is in 3rd position. Butcher's in 4th. T-Jokes 4th. Shaw's user at the moment is just holding station. Fabio Gill is having a look, but Stefan right on the rear end there. He just doesn't get a good drive coming out that final corner. Riding on board now with Stefan. Butcher's right behind. Stefan, slow down penalty. He's going to have to shave this off. Riding on board now with Russ, and there's Gregor. He's right behind Shaw's user. Is he going to go for the attack? Is he going to go for it? Is he going to sail it up the inside? No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. Oh, there's contact. There's contact between the 2 drivers. I don't think he could get the car stopped. He's got to get going. He's just stopped. He's just stopped. Not sure. I am not sure what happened there. He hit the brakes and just didn't turn. We did get that post-race, so we'll have a look. So he's not going to make TCRSL history. That's going to hurt his championship points. Going to hurt his championship, but that's the way it is sometimes. There is Shaw's currently in 7th position. So Shaw's has to make progress. He has to get 4th or above to be leading the championship. That's the way I look at it. Right, Poddy Flack is now on the back of Stefan. Bojan is making distance at the front by 0.4 of a second, so he has to get going. Only 21 drivers left at the moment. Benny Norton is in 9th position. There he is. He is alongside his man Mona. Oh, it's Mona alongside Benny Norton. That's the way it should be. So Mona there is putting real pressure on the man ahead. There is Benny Norton. A Bojan slow down penalty. Is that going to affect him? I think it is. T-Jokes on the back of Butcher. There's Butcher. We're keeping an eye on all of the battles as they unfold. The driver behind, I don't think he's made progress. He hasn't pushed it out. No, he hasn't. Stefan is relaunching his attack now on Bojan. There's Bojan in the lead in the Honda. It's Honda versus Seat versus Alfa Romeo versus Astra. 5 different manufacturers in the top 5 with 4 different nationalities. It is all to play for. Mike Bullen, I'm not sure, he's retired as well, so he's out. Carl Smith is in 17th position. He's fighting Bill Campion. These 2 once again battling it out to be the champion of the AMs in the back of the grid. So they're really, really, really pushing. T-Joke's on side by side with Butcher. Butcher is on the right, T-Joke is on the left. T-Joke is the yellow Motul Bonnet car. There he is. These two are a little bit of a squeeze, nothing wrong with that. Holds the position, gets the job done. Butcher, now Stu Neal is going to be the next man to go around Butcher. There is no love lost between these two, I can tell you that for free. And these two are going to really, really want to hold on to each other, really think about their manoeuvres now. Stu Neal's in 6th. You just get the feeling riding on board now with Stu Neal. He's going to be able, he's just got so much more confidence than Butcher ahead, but Butcher's entitled to that piece of the road. He doesn't have to give it up unless he's intentionally using the brakes to slow him down, which he isn't because the brake lights are not on. He's entitled to that section of the road, and that's really hindered Stu Neal. Now Shaw's Yusa is in 7th position, right behind. There is Shaw's riding on board now with Shaw's Yusa, and he has to get gone. He has to get gone. Bojan is 7/10 of a second because Opelak is attacking Mona. There's Fabio Gil in 11th position. This just isn't a track at the moment for that Hyundai, but it will come to him, I believe, second half of the season. But there goes Shaw's Yusa. Shaw's Yusa now is side by side with Stu Neal. He's at the side of the door. This is going to get tasty going into turns 1 and 2. Behind that is the man, Benny Norton. He's in the 88. Can he get past here? No, he can't. Yes, he can. No, he can't. Yes, he can. No, he can't. Yes, he can. He's done it. Textbook manoeuvre there from Shaw's Yusa. The man in the 53, black Seat Cupra, the blue Seat Cupra, that is Stu Neal. And Benny Norton, Stu Neal's just going backwards. He's just not holding onto that position that he needs to hold on to. So that's going to be really, really tricky, I think, for him. He's got to look at, has he cooked his tyres? Is he managing his tyres? Has he put enough fuel into that car? All of these things, Stu Neal has to, we don't know. But he has got 4 wheels on the wagon and they're pointing in the right direction. So we do know that at the moment. At the moment, the leader, Bojan, is currently 0.3 of a second away from Stefan. I get the feeling here, these front two are both, one of them makes a mistake and they're both out. Right, Opelak is attacking the back of Mona. This is in 9th and 10th position here. He's not going to go around there. The 98, the car in front is Mona. The car behind is Opelak. He is in the 55. The question is he going to be able to do it? Fabio Gil is holding on. There's Craig Deeks. Mona's gone defensive, but is that going to compromise his exit? That's the problem. He's going to have to go in a little bit slower, and that's going to force him wide, and that's allowed the textbook manoeuvre there from Opelak. He swings the car around, but he won't get a drive off the corner properly. He's run wide. Mona's run wide. He's going to lose that ability there. How is he going to get rid of the slow down penalty? He's going to have to do it into the hairpin. That's what he's going to have to do. Right. At the front, they're still fighting each other. There's the battle for the lead. Shaw's Yusa has joined the back of the pack. There he is in 6th. 2 more positions to go, and I believe mathematically he should be winning the championship because Gregor has got himself a 21st, and he's not. It's just not like that. He's not enjoyed it at the moment. There he is, holding it on. He's attacking Butcher. Butcher from the rear camera. There is Shaw's Yusa. Shaw's is just so much faster through Sector 2 and 3 as we enter Sector 2 now. And he's just that. You get a feeling here that Butcher in that number 40 is just a sitting duck, really. There's Butcher in the 40. You get the feeling it's only a matter of time before Shaw's Yusa gets past him. With less than 8 minutes remaining, halfway through with halfway to go of the final race of the evening, you have this feeling that Butcher in that Astra, in that number 40, is just going to lose the position to Shaw's, because Shaw's is just so much faster. It's got so much more confidence in the brakes. But it's one thing to catch a driver. It's a completely another thing to pass it, and he's had a slow down penalty. He's not going to go around the outside there. It's just not going to work. Shaw's is going to, well, I say that, and he just goes around the outside of him. So Shaw's Yusa is up to 5th position. That was just, I don't know what he was on there. Absolute textbook manoeuvre. He's up to 5th. Now he's got to defend here from Butcher going into turn 1, because Butcher is gaining, but Butcher can't sell it up the inside. Yeah, he's outbraked himself and caused himself his own problems there. So Butch has hit the brakes too late, and he's just cost himself. Now he's back with his old mate Stu Neal. Now there's no love lost between these two. Imagine Matt Neal and Jason Plato. That's the type of on-track, off-track action we have between these two. So you get the feeling it's just building up to whether or not he can do anything. Carl Smith is attacking the back of Derek Neal. Derek Neal is in the 34 Renault Megane. The 23 is Carl Smith in the Audi. There he is holding, he's trying to attack. Shaw's Yusuf is just racking up these slow down penalties. It's always at the same corner as well. So he's in 5th. He's really got to make one more position. And then by my poor mathematics, he should really be the top. Right, Butcher is the cork in the bottle. Butcher's in 6th. There is Stu Neal. There is Benny Norton. Right at the back of Benny Norton. He's, well, wrong camera view. That camera view. He's pushing and pushing and pushing. So there's Benny Norton. He's in 8th. He's fighting the car ahead. That is Stu Neal in 7th. Ahead of him, that is Russ Butcher. Now, Butcher is the cork in the bottle as we ride on board. Neal is looking left. He's looking right. But he's gone for it. Butcher doesn't even attempt to defend that. I think Butcher's tyres are shot. Benny Norton's going to go through as well. Yeah, his tyres are completely shot. Benny Norton might get an attack. There's Butcher, but I don't think Butcher. Shaw's Yusuf is also going to attack the back of T-Joke as well. Now, is he going to go around the outside? Is he going to attempt to go up the inside? These two are old mates, old teammates for crazy drivers. A lovely textbook manoeuvre there. Has he got it done? T-Joke isn't going to let him go, but he's got it done. He's got a much better drive off there. So Shaw's Yusuf, by my poor mathematics, should now be leading the championship, which is what he needs to do because he's profiteering from Gregor's poor performance, but he will be then carrying maximum ballast for the next 3 rounds, which he's not going to enjoy, but that's just the way it is sometimes. You can't win them all, as they say. Fabio Gil is making progress, and Opelak and Mona are still fighting each other. Bojan is holding on to 1st position. He's 4/10 of a second ahead of Stefan. This is now Stefan's time to attack. Poddy Flack is in no man's land. He's the car behind. He's going to go for a podium in race 3. He's nowhere behind. There is Bojan riding on now board. He's just making progress. He's just so much faster than everybody else at the moment. He's 1:39.553 is his fastest lap. Stefan at the moment, no, last lap out, Stefan's had the fastest lap at 1:39.403, but I don't think he's going to do it. Carl Smith and Derek Neal side by side again. Renault versus Audi. This should be Audi's corner. There goes Carl Smith in the 23. Comp to you, ticks the bot, checks himself out. Absolutely magnetic stuff there from that man. Ticks it out, says thank you very much, gets himself the position back. Give it another lap, they'll be racing each other again. So 3 minutes 31 to go. At best, they're going to get 3 more laps. It will be a 10-lap race. So Stefan now, if he's got anything left in 2nd position, he has to now give it his all, has to extract the maximum out of that Seat, because the man we're riding on board with is absolutely on it. Right, Kirby is on the back of Neal, so Kirby is now attempting to go past Derek Neal. Derek Neal is the father to Stu Neal, who's currently in 6th position at the moment. We've lost George with the... We've lost George, who was running the Lincoln Co. Real shame there, but that's how it is. Right, Shaw's is on the back of Poddy Flack. These two work together in different leagues, but they're 2 different teams now. Shaw's Yusuf is running for the Trip 6 Motorsport boys, and the 31 of Poddy, not really commentated on him at all, is for the Apex Predators Rosso boys. So at the moment, those two are going to, I think Shaw's Yusuf, this is going to be a job done. Bojan is now nearly 6/10 of a second out in the lead. That's a done deal, basically. I don't think that's really going to change anything. What's Opelak doing? Opelic doing with Mona? Jacqueline. I'm going to have to learn how to say these people's names. He's in 10th position at the moment in that number 55. He's attacking the 96. That is the white so you but not doing enough. Right, Stu Neal is on the back of T-Joke. So T-Joke is suffering in that Peugeot. T-Joke has changed his car every single season. He's raced in Tcsrl. He's now in the Peugeot, and at the moment he's just not doing it. He's just struggling in that car. He's really hurting him. And again, I think it's the tyres have gone, and the problem is Benny Norton riding on board with him. He's in 7th position. Benny Norton's just so much more confidence on the brakes than Stu Neal, but then it's easier to follow a driver than it is to be the lead one in that pack. Shaw's User, I don't think is going to do anything. They might get one more lap after this. We will see on pace. The pace is nearly a second slower than what Gregor was doing in races 1 and 2 in that Honda. So we might not get another lap. Martin, Kirby, these two are once again battling each other out. That's Kirby versus Neal. These two have been at loggerheads for the entire of the race. There is George at the back of the field at the moment in 19th position. I'm not sure who the driver is behind. He's 14's a couple of laps behind at the moment. There's Bojan in first. I think he's going to get another lap. Right, Shaw's User is on the back of Poddy Flack. This is for the last of the bridesmaids positions. This is for third. It's 29 seconds to go. Yeah, he'll get another lap. There will be one more lap before they finish the race. There is Bojan. Now the question is Bojan going to purposely slow the field down, slow the pack down, so he can cross the line without having to do another lap? Now he's 9.8. Oh, it's going to be very, very close. He's going to have to drive a little bit slower off the last corner to get that last lap. No, that should be it. So Bojan should come home to take his first victory in the Tcsrl. He drove superbly. Stefan takes second. Poddy was third. Shaw's was fourth. D-Joke was fifth. Benny Norton's sixth. Neal is seventh. Butcher's ninth. OPAC. Mona will bring the car home in 10th. Gil brings the car home in 12th. Deeks is 13th. Not really talked about Deeks. Manuel didn't really talk about Manuel at all. An uneventful race. Carl Smith will bring the car home in 14th position. Derek Neal holds on to 16th with his old buddy Kirby right behind. Rob South made progress through the race, but he kind of had an uneventful one. Tick the box, comes home in 18th. Bill Campion once again bringing the car home in 19th. And that brings up your forward Mike Bullen. Not sure. There's Giorgio. He will bring the car. The car's already brought home in 19th position. Mike Bullen was a DNF for race 3. Be interesting to see. Be interesting to see if he comes on chat. Actually, I'd love to chat to him, see how he's finding it. And Gregor did not do the triple. Was unable to do the triple for the final race of the evening. A big, big shame for him there, but that's how it is sometimes. Now, I want to look at that when the standings come across. I actually want to look at that because before I go across to the chat. Right, let's have a look at... I want to actually look at that. I actually want to look at it. I think it was this replay here. He just goes... No. I think he has an accident all on his own. Yeah, so... There's confirmation of your results. We'll have a quick look at that before we go back. So Bojan takes victory from Stefan in second. Flack is third. Shaw's is fourth. T-Joke is fifth. Norton is sixth, followed by Neal, Butcher, Opalik, and Mona. Please, I probably got your name wrong there. Gil is 11th. Deeks is 12th. Manuel is 13th. Smith is 14th. Neal is 15th. Kirby is 16th. South is 17th. Campion is 18th. Bullen was a DNF. And Gregor was a DNF, and that's how it stacks up. Right, let's just quickly go across to the replay, and then we'll have a quick look, see if there is anybody in the chat. Let's just have a quick look. So this is Gregor. Sorry again, forgot your name wrong. And he just goes straight like this. So he goes in a straight line, but if I go back. There's a kink here. It's as if either the game disconnected, the game's either had a disconnect, or he's had some controller failure, or something's gone wrong, because he then he then slides again into Neal. Neal's obviously on the power. That was always going to end up one way. He then... he then attempts to make the corner, but he's had unless something's gone horribly wrong, I think he's had an accident all by himself there, to be honest. It's really, really gutting. It's really, really gutting there for Griga. I really feel for him. I think he could have made history, but it is what it is. There's nothing in that for me. He's had an incident all by himself, to be honest. It's a real shame. It's a real shame, but that's racing sometimes. And I did get the start. And this is where Bojan, just in that second phase, was absolutely supreme compared to the other drivers. So when you get to the second phase, so there's Bojan here, is there. And then next to him is Stefan. And in the first phase, so here, Stefan gets a good run. But as you get to the second stage, which is here, Bojan, hopefully we've got the right camera angle. There you go. Bojan is now, near as enough makes no difference, alongside. He's actually ahead, and he's going to have the corner. Now, you'll see an Alfa Romeo go fly through like this, which I believe was Norton. There's the Alfa Romeo. How it didn't hit anybody is beyond me. That incident, that, I think, cost Stefan. I think that cost Stefan the race. I think that cost him the victory. Because after that, he was just that he then had to work hard to defend before he could attack again. But Bojan just, in that second phase, just did a perfect start. And by here, Bojan is now half a car length ahead, and there is no way he's going to get it. No way he's going to get that. So, well deserved there from Bojan. I think he absolutely deserved that victory. He deserved absolutely everything he had there. I thought it was an absolutely supreme drive from him. Again, the camera is completely gone. So we'll see how that goes in terms of if anyone pops in. We'll give it like 10 minutes, and if nobody pops in, we will end the stream there. At 3 superb races today, 3 superb races. Interesting. It'd be really interesting to see. They're not put it in there. It'd be really interesting to see from Gregor what happened, because it doesn't look like. It just doesn't look like it was very untoward. He just went straight ahead. Now, I don't know whether, because he went straight ahead, he then decided that it was not for him, and he just quit. He went, I won't get any points, so I'll quit. But it looks more like a sim rig failure than anything else, which is very, very tricky, to be perfectly honest. Bojan in race 3 drove superbly. Stefan, both of them deserved it. And Bojan he did what he needed to do. That second phase off the start, he got the jump on Stefan and did what he needed. Absolutely brilliant stuff there from him. Again, back of the field, Carl Smith and Martin Kirby once again rejoin their absolute superb driving from the back of the grid. So it was brilliant. We got some people in the com box. Hello and welcome to the commentary box.
Hello, thank you.
Hello. What's for the guys, gals, and people who identify as anything? What was your name tonight, and what was your machinery of choice? Because they see on the stream your name, they don't connect to.
Stefan Interview.
The man, the legend.
The man. So I heard you talk about how the car in T1 lost me the race, but yeah.
So I want to go back to race 3, and obviously that start and the flying Alfa Romeo. So those are the two things I want to talk about in terms of race 3 first. So take us through that start, because obviously you're on the outside of the grid, and as we saw from the replay, you had a good initial phase, but then Bojan, that Honda, just seemed to pip you through the second and third phase as you approached the corner. Take us through that part, and then when did you notice the flying Alfa Romeo, or was it a case of it turned up and then it disappeared?
Right. So I didn't feel like I had the greatest initial launch, because can't remember his name now. He got a bit of the jump on me.
Bojan.
Immediately saw him coming up alongside, and then into the corner he was well ahead, and then all of a sudden there was a flying Alfa Romeo. I did not see it coming. I just saw it fly in front.
Did you actually have to let off the brake a little bit there, or was it a case of because?
No, not.
Or you just went, we'll see what happens.
No, not really. I saw Bojan up the inside, and I figured I'd just slot in behind him. Well, that was pretty much the rest of the race. Tried to keep up with him, and worked out in the end.
So in the first 5 minutes of race 3, you were on his tail. You were attacking Bojan regularly. You were less than, mostly about 2 to 3 tenths of a second, and you had a couple of opportunities as well. Was it a case when you're going into turn 1 that you were like, if I outbrake myself and take us both out, that's going to be more damaging to my championship? Because that Honda just seemed to brake just a little bit later.
Well, it was more of a case of looking behind, really, because I saw we were kind of pulling away from the guys behind, so I figured I'd just not attack anymore and let him drive away and just follow him through.
So it was a case, because when you got to the final 5 minutes, it wasn't like you were settling, but you'd both got into this rhythm, and you were just trading sector times.
Oh yeah, clearly. Yeah, I was just trying to stick with him, stay behind, let him set the lap times and just follow him through, because we were still ever so slightly pulling away from the guys behind.
So the other thing I want to go back to as well, so that race 3 to me was superb, and my 50p was on Gregor to win it, and he looked like he had his own incident all by himself, and I hope he comes on in the chat, because I'd really like to understand what happened there. But take us back to races 2 and races 3. Races 1 and races 2. You spent a lot of time again battling Bojan. You two seem to be stuck like glue for most of the evening.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have the greatest qualifying. Started P9, I think,
yes,
something. Immediately lost a couple of positions on the start, and after that was just fighting back. That was race 1, by the way. Fighting back to where I started. Managed to claw my way up to 8th or 9th.
9th.
And then the gap was just
9th because you started on pole.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was reverse grid, so you were 9th. But so that was
right,
race 1, and race 2. It just seemed like it was a continuation of race 1.
Yeah,
so it was.
It really was. We were just trading positions, really.
So, is it the quality? Because obviously, just go back to qualifying, where you said qualifying put you on the wrong foot. Is that something you need to look at or improve at, or is it a case of like, some of the drivers, they do a bit of practice, they turn up, they go, well, I'll stick it on the grid, and I'll see what happens.
Mostly the second bit. I do practice a bit, but qualifying has never really been my strong suit. So I just see where I end up and then try to make up the positions in the race, which didn't work out too well in race 1 and 2. But race 3 was pretty good. Yeah.
So the other thing, just obviously outside of the racing now, just looking at some other bits and bobs. Obviously, ballast is applied next week. So that comes on board championship ballast. I think you'll be middle of the table. I reckon about middle of the table. Have you raced with? Obviously, because I've never commentated on you, and I've never seen you race before. So this is new to me. You see, some of the guys I know about. Have you raced with ballast before? Have you experienced that over 15 minutes?
I have not, and I'm kind of scared it's going to hurt me a lot. Because I was really struggling to, get the pace out of the car this week. So with extra ballast, that's going to be even more difficult.
But again, I think it'll be exciting because it'll bring the field closer together again. But then that presents new challenges.
Yeah, definitely.
Because cars are going to... Because you won't be able to brake at the same distance that everyone thinks they can. So it's going to be exciting. So just to close it off there, really, I was super happy. I mean, I did. If you watch the stream back, you've spent a lot of time watching you, to be honest. And your own fan club is in tonight as well. Jason,
I was in the
Jensen and URR as well. So your fan club's in. Really well done. 3 great races. I think you've had. perfectly. And I am super happy that you got second, but also really gutted. But also equally the same for Bojan as well. Provided many, many minutes of entertainment. So enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
Thank
you
you.
too.
So that's it for tonight. I'm looking at the camera as it is. There's nobody else in at the moment. So that was Stefan, for your Stefan fans at home. So yeah, that's it for tonight. Thank you everybody for joining me. We'll fix the camera by next week, and we should have some of the other features up and running. I haven't got around to it just yet. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do like and subscribe the channels. You'll see over the next week all of the YouTube videos that are going to be coming up with all the season that I am commentating on. That will be there for you. If you're not on our Discord, go and check our Discord out. Tcsrl. We're also on Facebook as well. And if you're on the Facebook and you need to get the Discord, just put a post in there, someone will get you. Thank you very much for joining me for this evening. I've been Andy Pawley. I have been your commentator, and enjoy the rest of your night.